At være kjær, det en rislig pina. Jeg som har prøvd, det siger ikke nei. Jeg var så rislig kjær i Nikolina, og Nikolina like kjær i meg. Om hennes hånd ba jeg til hennes pappa, og fikk et svar jeg ikke ventet på. Aldri har jeg gått ut på noen trappe, så rislig hastig som jeg gjorde da. Da gikk jeg hjem og skrev til Nikolina, om hun ville være så rislig snill, at møte meg når månen börjar skina i Eikebakken neste lørdagskveld. Der møtte meg en mørk figur i kappe, og månen skein på himmelen så blå. Den møten det var Nikolines pappa, med en forsvergelig påke i sin hånd. Jeg vart så redd, jeg darrade i knæna. Jeg tenkte ta til bena rett og skygg, men da jeg smøg meg frem imellom træna, fikk påken danse polka på min rygg. Da gikk jeg hjem og skrev til Nikolina, nu det med mitt mod totalt adjø. Om du ei slukke kan min kjærligspina, går jeg og drukner meg i nærmeste sjø. Og Nikolina svarade og sagde, og kjære Karl, tenk deg lite før. Den som sitt liv forkorter en kruka, vi kan vel vente inntil gubben dør. Så går vi og venter, jeg og Nikolina, at gubben snart skal kole vippen av. Og som en minde vi tenkt at sette den gamle påken ut på gubbens grav.
When you're in love, you're in an awful torture. Whoever tried it will not disagree. I was so very fond of Nikolina, and Nikolina just as fond of me. I asked her dad about her hand in marriage, and got the answer in the strangest way. I never yet have left from any doorstep in such a hurry as I did that day. So I went home and wrote to Nikolina, oh Nikolina, won't you meet me soon? Meet me in the woods on Wednesday evening, and be there with the rising of the moon.
Oh Nikolina,
and be there with the rising of the moon. And there I met a figure disconcerting, the moon no greater glory could attain. The one I met was Nikolina's papa, armed with the meanest, most disturbing cane. And then my knees, how they began to tremble. I tried to run, but there was not a chance. For in the woods, while on my knees I stumbled, the cane began to do a polka dance. So I went home and wrote to Nikolina, there's not the slightest bit of hope in me. If you don't end me of this awful torture, I'll end it all by jumping in the sea.
Oh Nikolina, I'll end it all by jumping in the sea.
And Nikolina answered in a hurry, oh darling Carl, don't be so unwise. A suicide is nothing but a dumbbell. Why don't you wait until the old man dies? And now I wait, and so does Nikolina, to see the old man kick the bucket soon. And on his grave we're planting for remembrance the cane he used upon beneath the moon.
O Nikolina, the cane he used upon beneath the moon.
'Twas a cold December evening, and the wind began to blow, and soon everything was covered by the drifting, whistling snow.
I found the valley of the drifting, whistling snow between two great big snowbanks when I opened my door next morning. And for hours and hours I wandered aimlessly through the snow, seeking the answers to the many questions that was racing through my feeble brain. Where was everything? Where was the sidewalk? Where was my driveway? My old jalopy? At last I was all pooped out, so I took a shoe of snooze and scratched my head and wondered where to go. Then all at once I realized I was a prisoner here in the valley of the drifting, whistling snow. Then my wife, she whispered to me, I got to go to Ladies' Aid, shovel out that old jalopy, and she handed me the spade. Now the settlers and the miners fought those crazy Navajos, but I tell you that was nothing like the drifting, whistling snow. So I took my scoop and started where that old jalopy stood. And after endless hours of shoveling snow, all I saw was just the hood. Then the snow began to whistling, and the wind began to blow. And my jalopy still is resting neath the drifting, whistling snow. How I left my old snow shovel lying there upon the snow, while I went in the house to dry my hands and warm my frozen toes. While I was gone, the snowbank began to grow and grow. Now my shovel too is resting neath the drifting, whistling snow.
Those drifting, whistling snows.
In the city of wealth and fashion, dear old Dallas, I landed one night. I'd been bumming rides on the highway, and my clothes, they were a sight. I put on a clean shirt and a collar and went off downtown for a stroll. I'd been riding that year in the roundup and was holding a pretty fair road. I fooled around about an hour just to see what I could find. Ran into a red-headed baby on a corner of Harwood and Brine. She looked kind of hungry, her clothes were all torn, but something I saw made me stare. And I may as well tell you I fell good and hard for this gal with pretty red hair. I took her down to the restaurant and bought her the best that was there. Sent her on down to the beauty salon, put a wave in her pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair, Oh, my pretty red hair. I thought she'd be different, I thought she'd be true, but I soon found she couldn't play fair. Oh, my pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair. My future looked bright, but I spoiled it that night when I married my pretty red hair. But while I was out working, so my red-headed gal could be fed, she was playing around with the smart set while I thought she was home in her bed. She fell for a guy with a banjo, a cowboy who sang on the air. It didn't take long, he sang her a song and he stole my pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair. He wooed her and won her and took her away, my gal with the pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair. Oh, my pretty red hair. Someday by and by I'll meet up with that guy who messed up my pretty red hair.
Each day I'll do a golden deed by helping those who are in need. My life on earth is but a span, and so I'll do the best I can.
Life's evening sun,
Life's evening sun
is sinking low.
is sinking low.
A few more days,
A few more days,
and I must go.
and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. The only life that will endure is one that's kind and good and pure. And so for God I'll take my stand. Each day I'll lend a helping hand.
Life's evening sun
Life's evening sun
is sinking low.
is sinking low.
A few more days,
A few more days,
and I must go.
and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun.
There is a custom beautiful and old, when boy and girl their lovers' vows have told, to give his dearest one a golden band, third finger, left hand. This custom old and sweet will always last, was handed down from generations past, to remind us of our sweet love's springtime. A little golden ring we gave each other, a symbol that we two as one shall wander in sorrow and in joy, in a cottage cozy, where we shall live as one in happiness, we two. Our ring shall shine just like the sun at dawning. It shall remind us of life's autumn coming. The world and all its strife shall be as nothing against the love that's locked within each golden ring.
Our ring shall shine just like the sun at dawning. It shall remind us of love's autumn coming. The world and all its strife shall be as nothing against the love that's locked within each golden ring.
Och jag på slättan en sommarskväll, jag mötte han och han var så snäll. Till mitt på slättan han knip min skå, och vi fick sällskap till Belmons rå. Där ut i graset vi slog oss ner, ad in till roten utav ett träd. På samma ställe som Belmon står, då han sång visor på Belmons rå. Då la han hånden allt ut i mina ögon han titta in. Han lovat kärlek, han lovat tro, han lovat kvällsmat på Belmons rå. Då slår han armen omkring mitt liv, i fjärran hördes ett positiv. Musiken sätter igång mitt blå, och jag så himmelen på Belmons rå. Ville jag ha den maten som han hade lovet när som han kom. Han hadde lovet meg kabeljong, men jeg fikk senapsas på Belmons råd. Da gikk han bort og beställde den og sagde, vent du, min kjære venn. Jeg venter lenge, så skal du tro. Jeg venter enda på Belmons råd. Året flykte, det svunnet var, men under tiden har han blitt kvar. Men får jeg fatt på han, jeg slår min klå i både han og Belmons råd.
'Twas in the park on a summer night, I met him there and the moon was bright. He was so handsome, he was so neat, I fell in love that night on Belmon Street.
Was on a park bench where we sat down. The lights were burning all over town, and I swept her right off her feet. I sang love songs to her on Belmont Street.
And as he held me so tenderly, the breezes whispered, oh promise me. And oh my happiness, it was complete. He took me dining on Belmont Street.
I wined and dined her, and then we danced. And as I held her, I was entranced. She was so in love, she couldn't eat. But I ate caviar on Belmont Street. The waiter came to present the check. I said, just wait here, and I'll be back.
To see his smiling face would be a treat, for I'm still waiting here on Belmont Street. I've torn my heart out, I've pulled my hair. If I lay hands on him, I'm gonna tear his body limb from limb and smash his teeth and throw the pieces out on Belmont Street.
She'll never catch me there on Belmont Street.
We had a fancy party at the hall the other day. We had a jolly time, that's what all the people say. And all the sweets for miles around come dressed up in their best to Johnny Jansen and Cecilia Jensen's wedding. There was Charlie Anderson and Emil Anderson and Gustav Anderson and Carl Anderson and Per Anderson and Hjalmar Anderson and Andrew Anderson was there too. The bride, she looked so lovely 'cause she was dressed in white. Her hair was trimmed with roses, her face with smiles was bright. But when the preacher said, "Ja, nu är du Janssens wife," then we all jumped up and sang at Janssens wedding. There was Charlie Peterson and Emil Peterson and Gustav Peterson and Carl Peterson and Per Peterson and Hjalmar Peterson and Pete Peterson was there too. We had a lot to eat that night, the supper it was fine. Med knäckebröd and lutfisk I ate most all the time. Med lingon också sylte och kaffe och sockerbit. Ja, that's what we had to eat at Janssens wedding. There was Charlie Larson and Emil Larson and Gustav Larson and Carl Larson and Per Larson and Hjalmar Larson and Lars Larson was there too. We had a case of whiskey and we had a keg of beer. And when all that was slut, we went and got some beer. The bride, she just drank aquavit, but Janssen, he drank beer. And the rest of us got drunk at Janssens wedding. There was Charlie Swanson and Emil Swanson and Gustav Swanson and Jim Swanson and Per Swanson and Hjalmar Swanson and Swanson was there too. We played a lot of games that night, but gee, we sure had fun. The girls, they were so jolly, I kissed most everyone. My wife, she took me by the arm, said, that's enough for you. Well, I never will forget Johansson's wedding. There was Charlie Svensson and Emil Svensson and Gustav Svensson and Carl Svensson and Per Svensson and Hjalmar Svensson and Sven Svensson was there too. And so next day when we woke up, we all was sick in bed. We drank for Micke Brännvin, that's what the people said. But everybody kept talking, ye, what a lot of fun we had. Yeah, you bet your life we did at Johnson's wedding. There was Charlie Cedergren and Emil Cedergren and Gustav Cedergren and Carl Cedergren and Per Cedergren and Clarence Everson and Ernest Everson was there too.
Jag är en fattig liten dräng, har inte ett hus och ingen säng. Min moder lagde sig till rå, hon ville helst i graven bo. En stille sommermorgenstund gick jag förbi en vacker lund. Där står ett hus så pent och närt, och jag var hungrig, törst och trött. Da hørte jeg så sød en klang i skålehusets småbørnssang. Jeg siger der forvist og sann, mitt hjerte slår, min tåre rann. Det sang om Gud i himmelen och takket han så hjärtelig. Det bad för alle fjärran och när, och mest för den som fattig är. Gud ser så nådig till de små som faderlös i världen går. Vill icke på han kommer visst, han hjälper alla dog till sist.
Moder, jeg er trett, nu vil jeg sove. Lad mig med ditt hjerte slumre hin. Græd og ei, det må du først mig love. Til din måre bränder på min kinn. Her er koldt og gudestormen truer, men allting är så smutt. Og det søde englebarn jeg skuer, når jeg har det trette øyne luft. Moder, ser du änglen med min sida? Hører du den dejliga musik? Se, han har 2 vinger smukke vide, dem han sikkert av vår Herre fyr. Hvorfor trykker du så mine hender? Hvorfor legger du din kind til min? Den er våt og dog så mild den bränder. Moder, jeg vil alltid være din, men så må du ikke längre sukke. Græder du, så græder jeg med deg. Og jeg er så trett må øyet lukke. Må du se, nu kysser englen meg. Ungdoms Mynder, käre hjem, bringer tanken frisk derhen, hvor min vugge stod en gang, og jeg sang min barndomssang. Der jeg på min moders sjø daglig hjelp og pleiene, der jeg hørte første bønn, lærte om Guds kjære sønn. Ungdoms Mynder, søde kjære hjem, bringe tanken frisk derhen, hvor min vugge stod en gang, og jeg sang min barndomssang. Jeg var ofte hjerteglad når ut i mitt hjem jeg sa, så omkring meg far og mor. Kjære venner, søskenbror, Ungdoms Mynder, søde kjære hjem, bringer tanken frisk derhen.